Good morning, students. Yesterday, actually, I received a request from one of my friend to make a video about 1971 Indo-Pak War, precisely. So, without further ado, I'm going to make this video. So, let's delve into the topic. Let me tell you one thing: Pakistan is a country of continuous disorder and chaos. Fine, and they follow malicious propaganda all over again. What happened? Back in 1960s, Pakistan became an ally of United States of America and started receiving immense amount of military support as well as financial support. Fine. That point of time, if I consider the military might of India and Pakistan, so Pakistan was ahead. At the same point of time, we have to keep one thing in mind that back in 1962 we lost a war to China. So Indian military was undergoing through the process of transition. Okay, and let me give you one example. That point of time Pakistan was using Patton tank, whereas we were using Centurion tank. Now Patton tank could fight at night, whereas Centurion tank could not fight at night. Now Patton tank was the most modern tank that point of time, whereas Centurion tank were used during the Second World War. So you can easily figure out the difference. Okay, what happened? Pakistan launched an offensive by means of Patton tank through Khemkaran, but consequently they fled. Pakistan launched Operation Grand Slam, which could not succeed. Considering all pros and cons, we successfully captured Haji Pir Pass. So, considering all pros and cons, I easily can say that we became victorious. So, the mistakes what Pakistan every time does, Pakistan obliterate the valor of Indian Army, Pakistan obliterate the courage of Indian Army, Pakistan obliterate the dedication, devotion and determination of Indian Army. That's why all the time they lost. You know. Now let's come to 1971. Now 1971, ever since Pakistan, was born, they were having two states. One was West Pakistan, another one was East Pakistan. Now East Pakistan actually was consisting of Bengalis, whereas West Pakistan was consisting of Pathans and Punjabis. Fine. Now the Bengali people were subdued and curbed and dominated by the people of West Pakistan all the way through. That's why they wanted their own independent state. Now, when the vote took place between Pakistan People's Party and Awami League, let me tell you, Pakistan People's Party, they actually were representing West Pakistan, whereas Awami League, they were representing East Pakistan. So when Awami League won hands down, the authority of West Pakistan could not digest it. That's why uh, what happened, I'm going to tell you, but let me tell you the initial consequences. Now, what was the initial consequences? The military general of Pakistan that point of time was Yahya Khan, and Yahya Khan got angry like anything when actually he witnessed the defeat of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, because Pakistan People's Party actually was headed by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, whereas Awami League was headed by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So initially what Yahya Khan did, Yahya Khan arrested Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and secretively launched an offensive on East Pakistan. Now, if you read history, this offensive actually known as Operation Searchlight. Now, this Operation Searchlight, it actually were having two propagandas. One was despoilment of women, another one was orchestrated rampage. So when you see orchestrated rampage, which exactly were happening in your neighbor state, you could not shut your eyes. So in that way, we involved ourselves in Indo-Pak War 1971. This was acting as a precursor. Now the main reason I'm telling you, just in order to take the shelter, Bengali people, by means of utilizing the border of Assam, Meghalaya, Kolkata, means West Bengal, not Kolkata, it would be West Bengal, and Tripura, they started coming to India, which was a major concern for India, because Indira Gandhi in one interview quoted that okay, we can set up a refugee camp for them because they have lost their shelter, but we could not absorb them in our population. This is not my quote, this is the quote of Indira Gandhi. And I have high words for that lady, because Indira Gandhi that point of time happened to be the prime minister. Okay, so now what happened, why we got involved, this actually was the reason. Another reason was the third reason, that means Indira Gandhi incessantly were receiving letters from the chief ministers of these four states, and these chief ministers were literally worried about the situations. That's why Indira Gandhi called Sam Manekshaw, who happened to be the military general on that time. So Sam Manekshaw analyzed from the military perspective, and Sam Manekshaw suggested Indira Gandhi that this would not be the right time to declare war against Pakistan. So Indira Gandhi requested Sam Manekshaw one thing, that she actually needs to be informed when Sam Manekshaw would be ready for a war. Okay, that actually was a request, because they were having what to say, very friendly bondage. Fine. So Indira Gandhi asked Sam to inform her when actually Sam would be ready for a war. Because why I'm using Sam, because Indira Gandhi used to call him Sam. Fine. Now slowly we started supplying them arms and ammunitions to the rebellion forces. Rebellion forces, they actually are known as Mukti Bahinis. Now why actually we saw the emergence of Mukti Bahinis, because Pathans, actually we were fighting against Pathans. So forget about fighting, at first we have to defend. If you consider genetics, then we have to defend them, then we could think of fight. So that's why in order to defend themselves, a rebellion force got created, and we were supplying them arms and ammunitions, and we started giving them the training, because we could not shut our eyes, already I told you. Fine. So then on December 3rd, 1971, Pakistan launched an offensive by means of aerial strike. Pakistan bombed us. Pakistan bombed in 12 places. One was Ambala, one was Pathankot, one was Jaisalmer, one was Jodhpur, like that. Now, in terms of ground battle, Pakistan received an information from their spies that the weakest post in Western India was Longewala, because it only was having 120 soldiers. Now the General Tariq Mir, who actually orchestrating the operation, by means of which he was having a target to capture Delhi, he couldn't believe it initially in the month of August. But the spies, they kept on bombarding that, sir, if you penetrate through this, then you'd be successful. So he digested the fact. Now what happened, I had been to Longewala and I had a talk with the local people, so I am telling you exactly what happened. Now Pakistan, they were having a motive to penetrate through Longewala and to capture Jaisalmer, followed by Jodhpur, and then to march forward to Delhi. So within 24 hours, they actually had decided to capture Delhi. This is the signature of lunacy. Whatever. Pakistan accumulated 2,000 soldiers, whereas we were having 120 soldiers, because the crucial post I am telling you in Western Frontier, it would be Sadewala and Longewala. Okay, this would be the crucial post that point of time. Now literally Longewala was the crucial post, but yeah, we were having 120 soldiers, fine, to defend that post. Now Pakistan accumulated 2,000 soldiers against 120 soldiers, because Pakistan was having a big mission. Pakistan was having a giant mission, that we are going through Longewala, we are going to capture Jaisalmer, then Jodhpur, at last we are going to capture the parliament. This was their actually, what to say, vision. as well as their mission. Fine. So along with 40 pattern tanks and 2000 Pakistani soldiers, they were marching towards Longewala. Now when they were 800 meters away, you know, they were 800 meters away, that point of time they witnessed a demolition of one pattern tank, and we were on the vantage point. If you go, that means, you know, if you have visited the place, you have seen the terrain and everything. So there was up and down. So we set up our perimeter and post in such a way that, you know, in order to penetrate Longewala, they actually had to climb uphill, which was quite arduous, you know. That means for the Pakistani military. So when, you know, they saw the demolition of one pattern tank, they got trembled. They called up the engineers. Now they saw it at 11:55 a.m. Sorry, 11:55 p.m. And the engineers from the opposite side of the border came, analyzed, and engineers gave them a green signal at 2:45 a.m. Fine. So now their sun rises at 4:30, you know, 4:30 a.m. Now there, that point of time, we only were having hunter in Jaisalmer airbase, which only could fight at day, not at night. So once the sun rises, hunter planes came into the context and started toying with the pattern tanks. So more than 30 pattern tanks got destroyed, and Pakistan started retreating its holistic force. That's actually acted as a major victory for India in 1971, as well as that happened to be the turning point in 1971 war. Fine. Then what happened in the second week of December, Pakistan went to United States of America, and they wanted to discuss certain policies in relation with military regime. So Nixon wanted to nuke New Delhi, but USSR came into the context. Fine. So Nixon refrained himself from nuking New Delhi. Fine. Now when the destroyer were marching, that means, you know, they were having the intention at last, when, you know, they were failing, because it was literally unexpected. And that point of time, America only could predict how much powerful Soviet Union was, but the two other countries, France and England, they couldn't predict. That's why at last, in order to satiate Pakistan, or, you know, like, in order to satiate Pakistan, because, you know, Pakistan, you know, they are having a habit to beg all the time. So Pakistan started, even Yahya Khan started begging from Nixon like anything. So Nixon sent 3 destroyers, by means of which they could attack East Pakistan. So through West Bengal they were marching, and they encountered more than 5 destroyers of USSR. So immediately they retreated, because we have to keep one thing in mind, that USSR was the most dominant force that point of time. So we became an ally of USSR. So in short, if I have to say, that war was won by India finally, when Pakistan on 16th of December surrendered to India unconditionally with 93,000 soldiers. That's how it ended. Then we went for a Shimla agreement and all. Okay, these are very common thing, but which is not common, I'm telling you. In Longewala, they were not having any aerial support, and it's literally, for me, or, you know, for many SST teachers, very tough to predict the consequences of the war. Had they been having, means I'm talking about, of course, Pakistan, had they been having the aerial support. So this is all about the video. If you have liked the video, please subscribe and please give a like button. Thank you.